Welcome to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
Hey, welcome back to the show. We are Behind the Law with Justin Clark of Gregory and Clark Attorneys at Law. Their offices are in Longwood, kind of near some of our other experts. So it's kind of, you can knock off all kinds of stuff when you go out to Longwood. Take care of a lot of business when you're out there. Today, we're saving your house. If you are, facing a foreclosure, if you're upside down, underwater, maybe you're getting threatening phone calls, maybe you've got the letter already from, the mortgage company, don't put your head in the sand. Don't take it out on your family. Don't get fired from work. Go ahead, hand the ball off to Justin. That's what he does. Gregory and Clark is one of the leading firms in town that took on this problem very early on, and they've done thousands of cases where they've kept people in their homes and got them affordable payments, and that's what it's all about. You were not the problem that caused the bust in 05, 06, and 7, but you're carrying the bill for it right now, and that's not supposed to happen.
Easy for you to say.
I know. The bank's got a bailout. Now it's time for Justin to give you your bailout. Boy, what did I say? We need to redo that again, but we're not. All right. I know you were looking at the next caller trying to figure out what we're going to do for Stephanie. Stephanie calling in. What is your question, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida. I just happened to pick up your radio station.
Oh, great.
And I heard about the foreclosure. I'm driving through back to New Jersey. My house is one of those houses that's underwater. It is not my primary home, but I do have two renters that lived with me at the time, and I got married in the middle of the foreclosure process. Now, I've already went through the foreclosure in 2007, and then they refinanced me once because of my income. And then I got married, and I was paying for a year with a lower mortgage. But now the house is underwater. And my question for Justin is, have you heard of any banks reducing principal for a house that's underwater? The house is only worth $100,000. And the note on it is $310,000.
If you came in my office, that's terrible, by the way. But if you came in my office any time in the last 4 years, I would have said no. Don't listen to anyone. If they tell you banks reduce principal, turn around and run out of their office as fast as you can. However, in the last maybe 6 to 9 months, I've seen some banks reduce principal. I must be honest, I have not seen many banks reduce principal on a secondary home. However, HAMP Tier 2, the modification program, does allow investment properties to be modified as well. If your loan is with Ocwen, totally different. Ocwen, O-C-W-E-N, it's a servicer that's taken over a lot of loans recently. I'm seeing them reduce principal on a lot of stuff.
Really?
Primary, secondary, it doesn't matter. And we're not even doing anything to get it. They're just sending a letter saying, congratulations, your principal is reduced. And my client comes in and hugs me, and I'm like, yeah, we worked so hard, I know.
Good job.
But they're just sending it randomly. So if you have Ocwen, there's a chance they will. If not, if you can't prove it's your primary home, the National Mortgage Settlement, which does apply to New Jersey, typically does not reduce principal on secondary homes.
Okay.
Would HARP 2 help at all?
She could possibly do a HARP 2. You need to call someone probably up in New Jersey, and I want you to drive safe. I mean, you're going to stay overnight somewhere, right?
I have no problem moving back into the house.
Well,
that's to make it my primary residence.
Who's the lender right now? Who are you getting letters from?
I'm not getting letters anymore. It's Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo is part of the National Mortgage Settlement, meaning you do have a shot at a principal reduction. If it's Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, you will not get your principal reduced. If it's not one of those two, you have a shot at it, but you have to live there.
Our show's pre-recorded for TV, but you can ask your questions live on the radio. Just tune in to FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon to ask Justin your questions. And for more Behind the Law, check out our YouTube channel.
And this is what's really frustrating, because people actually get the calls from the bank saying, hey, man, we want to help you out. What's up? You have to send us a tax returns and you're all set. It's not that easy. It's very, very difficult.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
I'm getting letters from lawyers saying that they're being sued for the way they handled my foreclosure. They may have handled it in a wrong manner.
Yeah, and they did. They did a lot of foreclosures wrong, and that's what the National Mortgage Settlement's all about. Now, but let me warn you, the settlement that you're going to get under the National Mortgage Settlement's barely going to pay for the gas from your trip from, where are you coming from, by the way?
From New Jersey to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But so, wait, you're heading from New Jersey to Florida now, or from Florida back to New Jersey?
From Florida back to New Jersey.
All right. Where were you at in Florida?
Vero Beach.
Vero, oh, nice place. Now, let me talk to you about this real quick. Where are you going to stop overnight? Because that's a long drive. When I first left Boston, Rob, and moved to Miami, I sold everything I had. It was just me.
Oh, no.
And I packed up my Jeep Cherokee at the time, and I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to drive the whole 24 hours. Of course, I didn't. I stopped, 2 times because I'm a loser. I'm not, I'm a man's man. I can make this drive without stopping. Absolutely not.
Nah.
Where are you going to stop? North Carolina?
I don't know. Stop when I get tired. I have my dog with me, so.
Oh, wow. What kind of dog?
I have a yellow lab.
Yeah, the lab's going to need to stop several times probably. Is the lab going crazy, or he or
No,
she?
she's a perfect angel.
Labs are great dogs.
Actually, we just stopped at a rest area to take a walk and go to the bathroom and to have some water.
Got it.
Now she's patiently waiting to get back into the car.
Now, are you one of these people when you travel long distance? I'm sorry I have to ask this, because I grew up kind of poor, okay? So when we traveled, we packed a cooler no matter what. Like, we didn't have enough money to stop at McDonald's or whatever, so we would pack. It's like, Mom, it's so annoying. Why do we have to pack the cooler? We'll just stop at McDonald's like all my friends. Did you pack a cooler, or are you just stopping along the way?
I did pack a bag. It's not a cooler. I don't have room for the cooler my dad wants to give me.
Right.
But I have fruit, and I packed a salad. I made a really nice salad for the road.
Got it.
And then when I stop to feed the dog, I'll stop and eat the salad, and then I'll go about my day.
Well, I hope that you drive very safe. Please take it easy. And call us when you're back in town, okay?
It shows that she's frugal.
That's true.
There you go.
Good job.
She could qualify for the Medifast, having that salad there. All right, let's go to Steve in East Orlando. Steve, thank you for joining us on Behind the Law.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. What's up?
Hey, I'm going to my car. You're probably going to hear a lot of wind. I own a condo on the east side of Orlando. As like everyone else, I'm underwater, upside down. Every time I make my payment to Bank of America, before I leave the drive-thru, they tell me about how much they can help me and how much they have all these programs and stuff.
Yep.
And then when I call them, they say they can't do a thing for me.
And this is what's really frustrating, because people actually get the calls from the bank saying, "Hey, man, we want to help you out. What's up? You're sending us a tax return, and you're all set." It's not that easy. It's very, very difficult. And it's really humorous to me sometimes, too, where people say, I have a mortgage with Bank of America, so I went into Bank of America to ask them to do a loan modification for me. We need to throw any sort of rational thoughts out the window. This is not the old school. You go and talk to your local banker, and I promise you they're going to say, "What do you mean to do, man? There's nothing I can do. Call the 800 number," because that's all they can do. You have to do it on a national level through these large banks. I would say, and I said it at the top of the show, if you do need help, don't let the bank fatigue that you're experiencing prevent you from trying to go get that help. It's just difficult to find. It's difficult to get, and it's going to be a struggle. It's a part-time job that you're not paid for. Don't let the bank fatigue make you lose, because the only way to win against the bank is to make them help you. And sometimes you need someone like me to help you get through that process.
Well, you speak the language. You've done it thousands of times, and that's what you need to do. Next week, Steve, get on the line. Call Justin at the office, 321
282-1055.
All right, 407-297-9696, 855-297-9696. We remind our viewers on WRDQ that when we give the numbers, just kind of write that down and maybe put it in your phone under call at noon on Sunday, because we don't do the two shows at the same time. Okay?
You'll also notice, if you're watching on TV, though, right below us here, it has the phone number and the website for the law firm. And I am staffing I am staffing my office on Saturday, so if you are watching right now, go ahead and call the 321-282-1055 number, and someone will be there to pick up the phone and talk to you.
All right, very good. Jerry in DeBerry. How are you doing today? Kind of rhymes.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, Jerry, how are you?
Actually, it's Gary.
Oh, Gary in DeBerry. How are you? That rhymes as well.
Yeah, sounds pretty close, yeah.
Goodness.
Justin, I was a client of yours a few years ago, and I've often thought, I wish there was some way that I could endorse you. I could tell people what a truly magnificent service you provide, and it is effortless on my end, other than the stuff that I have to provide you with, to actually get this terrible problem taken care of. And you did exactly what you said you were going to do. Like anything else, it takes time. People got to understand to be patient. But you did everything you said, and it is such a huge relief on me that I think of it every day. I'm a very lucky guy, and I'm so glad that I came to you. And the things that you've done for me is just amazing.
Jerry, how panicked were you, and how were you getting along with your family and your friends when you were getting all of the problem calls and the letters before you went to Justin Clark?
Well, it was it's unimaginable, because you deal with people, like you say, they call you, they say, we're going to help you, or you may find something in the mail where you may get some relief. And you try to deal with them, and all they do is they give you programs that's going to cost you more money. It's very frustrating.
I can't tell you how almost emotional this makes me, Rob, because my whole life, all I do is think about my work, and I can't even sleep. People look up to me, and they're like, "Oh, man, you're so lucky." When your entire career is it is right in your heart, and I just work so hard all day long to make sure my clients are taken care of, because it means so freaking much to me, man. Mm-hmm. To get the call from you, Gary, man, it means so much. I can't thank you enough for calling, okay?
Gary, thank you so much. We're going to take a break. Hopefully, you'll call us right after the break. If you need help, the topic of today's show is Save Your House. And that's what we're doing right now on News Talk 96.5 WDBO and WRDQ TV 27.
Ask your question live. Tune into FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon and ask Justin your question.
It was all fine and good. Everything was fine. And, we've made our payments. Everything's been good. And
Right.
then this week, I get a phone call, or last week, that they're going to foreclose on us.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
Again, let me give them the numbers to talk to you. 407-297-9696 or 855-297-9696. A little background. The firm Gregory and Clark and Justin Clark have been working for years, kind of pioneering this whole thing about helping people with short sales, modifications, HARP 2, all of the different programs that people are struggling with on short sales and maybe buying foreclosures or going through foreclosures. Justin has been there since the beginning and sort of changed the whole complexion of the law firm to take this on and to make sure that they are the best in the business in Orlando when it comes to that. Because, as you say, when people come to your law firm, they're either suicidal or homicidal or both, because dealing with the banks, especially
Sucks.
one or two big ones, is impossible. Judy in Lake County, how can we help you?
Judy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I had a loan modification done. I worked on it for 2 years, finally got it done.
Typical.
It was about a year ago.
Now, Judy, just if people listening now who haven't been through it, tell the listeners what a nightmare it was.
Well, when you say it's a part-time job, that's an understatement. It's a full-time job.
Yeah, describe the process a little bit for us.
Well, you call, they say, we need this, we need that. You give it to them, then the next week you call when they tell you to, and they say, well, we never got it, or,
I told you.
It's like they've got a manual or something.
Or you go along thinking that you're fine, and then, 2 months down the road, they say, oh, well, you've been denied because you didn't provide us with this paperwork, which we already, provided 15
Of course,
times.
and you probably have the fax receipt showing, hey, you received it at 8:00 a.m. on certain, and they're like, we don't care, I don't have it. That's it doesn't matter.
No, I have a file folder that's about 3 inches thick, 4 inches thick.
Yeah, most people that walk in my office, Rob, come in with a file folder like this big, and I'm like, oh, I can tell you've been trying to do this on your own for what, a year, 2 years, because it's a disaster. All right, so
done. It was all fine and good. Everything was fine.
And, you know, we've made our payments. Everything's been good. And
Right.
then this week, I get a phone call, or last week, that they're going to foreclose on us.
Why? Why are they going to foreclose? You're paying your payments. You're paying the modified amount. What did you get the interest rate reduced to?
I want to say it was, I don't remember, I don't have it right in front of me, but I think it was like 3% or something, and they extended the mortgage out to 40 years.
Yeah, which is fairly typical. Tell us
And-
what your
and they
payment.
just-
What was your payment before, and what is your payment now?
The payment was $1,443 before.
And now?
It's $897.
So that's a big savings, and I do want people out there listening to know that it is possible. It's a nightmare, and I don't even necessarily want you doing it yourself. Let us do it. We charge a very minimal, low, flat fee to avoid you almost having to ruin your life by getting the modification done. But you know, that's $600 a month that she's saving that she can go buy food with or go do whatever with. So it
or
is
further pay down the loan if
yeah.
you can get that
I mean,
thing going.
it's certainly worth it. But now, I don't understand. Why are they trying to foreclose on you now? You're paying your mortgage.
When this girl called me, I thought it was a joke. I mean, I explained to her, I said, listen, I said, I think you must have the wrong one because, you know, we've got our modification. It's been done a year. I have the thing right here. And she's like, no, look at your statement. You're $17,000 behind. I said, no, I'm not. I have the statement in front of me. I'm not $17,000 behind, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But she wouldn't listen to me, and she told me that it was stated in her file that I applied for assistance, but that I didn't get it. And I said, well, I have the signed modification agreement right here in front of me.
Are they accepting your payments right now?
Well, they were until the day I talked to her, and then she reversed everything from the past year.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I don't know what to do. I mean, they said they're gonna file foreclosure proceedings on us in April.
Okay.
We're not behind. We have the modification. How can they do this to us?
They really can't. I have a weird feeling they're going to start sending your payments back, maybe, or maybe this is just maybe this was a mistake. Hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed. But let me also mention, people think if they file foreclosure, some people are confused. They think, oh, I just got foreclosure papers, I got to get out today, and that's not it. If you have a foreclosure filing against you, if you have a competent lawyer, you can make it, you can defend them and probably make it last 2 years due to a lot of their incompetence, first of all. And there are a lot of defenses that you can raise as well. So anyone out there who gets a foreclosure paper, don't think for a second, oh my God, I got to get out, I got to pack up. We have a lot of time. You have 20 days to respond to the foreclosure complaint. But then, a year or two after that to defend it and try to work something out.
All right, Judy, your best line of defense is probably to call Justin this week, get all your paperwork together. By the way, may I ask, what institution is it?
Oh, well, I'll give you one guess.
B of A?
It's Bank of America.
Was it countrywide before?
No, actually, I went to Bank of America and got this loan.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to sell real estate, so I mean, I used this one loan officer all the time because she was just very good.
Right.
So that's what I did.
I'm not sure how many times we've heard that name in the past 3 years with all this going on, but they're the most likely candidate, I'll tell you that.
It's like guess. Okay, I get it.
Thank you so much, Judy. And again, the number at Justin's office and the website.
321-282-1055, gregory-clark.com.
Our show's pre-recorded for TV, but you can ask your questions live on the radio. Just tune in to FM 96.5 WDBO Sundays at noon to ask Justin your questions. And for more Behind the Law, check out our YouTube channel.
I've been the biggest advocate of short sale in the world. I've been pushing short sales for years now. I have changed my opinion now because of the current climate.
Stay tuned. Justin Clark will be right back with more Behind the Law. Welcome back to Behind the Law, the show that takes you behind the law and answers your toughest legal questions.
And welcome back to the show. You're listening to Behind the Law with attorney Justin Clark. It's Gregory and Clark, attorneys at law in Longwood. Feel free. We'll give the number and the website before the end of the show. We want you to go to these guys if you need help saving your house. The dilemma wasn't caused by you, but you sure have become the victim of the dilemma of our economy, and we got to save your house. That's all there is to it. And there are programs that have been designed to do that. When the programs were first designed, let's face it, HARP 1 was not exactly the best thing that ever came out of Washington.
I think it was the worst thing that ever came out.
There you go.
Maybe.
But they've learned, and now you got HAMP, and you got your HARP 2, and there are some other programs, and maybe even a HARP 3 that Congress is talking about right now between all their other arguments, and sequester and all that sort of thing. And we're here in spite of sequester, because we're going to keep going.
I talk about bank fatigue a lot, but I have a Washington fatigue right
Don't
now.
you?
I mean, I don't even care anymore.
I've lost track of how many debt ceilings we've gone through and all that sort
I'm
of
like,
thing.
it can't be that big of a deal because we just went through it seemed like last month. So another way to save your house is we can do a Chapter 13 or a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Only in this circuit are we able to strip second mortgage with the Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is a very easy bankruptcy. Or we could also do a Chapter 13, which really isn't even a bankruptcy at all. It's a reorganization of all your debts, okay? And you pay a monthly payment over time and pay a small percentage of your debts off. There's so many ways out there, Rob, to save your house. The market is getting tough. Buying another house is becoming difficult around here. It happened quick, as we know. I've been the biggest advocate of short sale in the world. I've been pushing short sales for years now. I have changed my opinion now because of the current climate. If you want to stay in your house, now is the time. The modifications are better than they've ever been in the past. If you want to stay in your house, there are so many programs out there that we can use to help you keep your house.
All right, very good. We're down to within 1 minute. Don't forget, we'll do it all again next week as we get together each and every week on the radio at noon on Sunday on News Talk 96.5 WDBO. And then the program is run on television, 10:30, Saturday morning, WRDQ. And you can watch everything, and you can even call the office during the program, and there's people there,
Better
right?
believe it, Rob. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Laurel. Scott Richard, thanks, brother.
Thank you for watching Behind the Law with Justin Clark. Be sure to join us again next week as Justin takes you behind the law and answers your legal questions.